The world changed a lot in 2020, didn't it? You know what else changed? Consumer behavior. It's time to adapt or you're going to get left behind. Dealers need to support their teams by providing training on topics and content that they haven't been exposed to in the past to keep pace with today's evolving customers. Doing business differently means committing to training differently. Learning doesn't occur only in one-off events. It should be thought of as part of a broader learning journey that lasts 12 to 18 months, and training should tie directly to the goals of your business. Because virtual training is lower cost and logistically easier, learning can occur more often and at a pace that's comfortable for your staff. The shift of learning from an event-based process to something that is more of a journey provides a greater chance of retainment that leads to performance improvement. When content is tailored to an employee's role and function within the dealership, it accelerates their performance in an immediate way.
So what's different about this virtual learning? Well, historically, virtual training was looked at as less than desirable, kind of a second best to in-person training, because it's always been a challenge to keep participants' attention virtually. That said, it's definitely a challenge we are up to. In order to drive the same level of skill building virtually as we do in the classroom, we're leveraging technology to create a better learning experience. We all know technology cannot replace trainers, but it can add value to the training, especially when you use it to involve and engage the learners.
COVID-19 forced Americans to collectively swap the physical for the digital world in a matter of weeks. As workers learn to operate without offices or from home, much of what started out as temporary is likely to become permanent. However, businesses can't afford to put skill building on hold. Whether the effort is reskilling employees or a store-wide initiative, dealers can't simply push the pause button on critical workplace learning or training. To ensure that learning doesn't stop when travel is curtailed, and to continue enabling skill development for auto dealers, PDS has reimagined learning and development and has launched a live virtual instructor-led training program. The content is built for every role in the dealership and is designed to be a collaborative, interactive, social learning experience for automotive dealership staff. We have over 100 training topics, all delivered live, all delivered virtually. A few of those topics are going to be mastering the customer experience online and in the showroom, creating that omni-channel approach. Managers, training managers on how and when to take escalations to convert more leads within that digital environment. And then lastly, changing the culture to become more customer-centric instead of dealership-centric.
One of the greatest differentiators about this virtual learning offering is that it's built to complement on-the-job experience and practical application of the skills. Because practice builds mastery, and we know that attending 40 webinars definitely doesn't build mastery. What do I mean by that? Well, the most effective type of training is content that changes the learner's mindset using real-world scenarios. For example, if a talking head stands at the front of the room and tells you about the steps of a phone call, sure, you might remember a few of them, maybe you'll remember all of them, but does it change your behavior? Listening to one of your phone calls, alternatively, and scoring it against caller experience best practices, now that changes behavior. Now, as a trainer, I've actually taken the learner from telling them what the steps to creating a great caller experience are, to now asking them, did you personally create a great caller experience when you evaluated that phone call you took last week? The content in our live virtual training is built to make the participants think differently, and most important, ultimately behave differently.